we're gonna kind of separate these into groups, focus mostly on quads in the first group. First one's gonna be a heel elevated goblet squat and or front squat. The heel elevated off the bat can make up for any lack of ankle dorsiflexion that you may have. So this is if like getting your knee far past your toe while your heel staying down is an issue for you. Sometimes elevating your heel can assist with that. Outside of that, let's say you already have pretty good ankle mobility, elevating your heel will only help complement that and allow you to get your knees farther past your toes here. So whether we're doing this body weight, which for a lot of you I'm sure you'll find since like 10 to 12 be pretty difficult, that's totally fine. Goblet squat, you can take like a dumbbell, hold it here, performing squats here like this, or you can take the bar, hold it in the front just like a front squat, perform it that way. What's different between this and your traditional squat is one, you see my stance is much more narrow because I'm not trying to push my knees out to open up my hips to get lower here. I'm trying to get low by sitting my knees as far forward as possible and be able to sit here. The ultimate goal would be, for me, hamstring to calf and a step past that, butt to ankle. That's how you know your quad here at the very end is under the most stress as humanly possible, and that's the type of stress and stimulus that the knee needs to help strengthen itself. Let's go like a 3-count tempo on the way down for each rep. 2 to 3 sets of 10 here. 3-count tempo on the way down. Let's pause it for a 1 count and then back up. Blair, drive your knees forward just a little bit more as you go towards the bottom. Even more, even more. Good. Good. Yeah, there it is. Good. Good. What you'll see week after week, that's going to get better and better and better, like getting lower in that position. Yep. Very nice, guys. Let's go toes completely forward here. Face it completely forward. Here? Oh. Yeah, like completely square, completely square. Everybody's doing a really good job of sitting the knees forward the first like half of the rep, but then as we start to feel maybe our ankles get tight or our knees get weaker, we let our weight shift back onto our heels, so we lose the main purpose of this exercise. So even if you can only go, say, this far before you feel like you have to shift back, that's fine. What I would do is take either a literal or a mental note of that and continue to advance upon this week after week. To where if this is me squatting, body weight with a weight, barbell, whatever, you're gonna see my knees and then the plane is going completely forward the entire time. There's no shift back in my hips at all whatsoever. So that the stress, like that stretch of the muscle that people talk about with chest, biceps, back, we're going for that, but literally for the quad, here like that. A lot of times when we train quad, a lot of the leg presses, squats, like quad extensions, you're training what would be called a short range of motion, like half rep essentially. So the problem with that is, if you're always training yourself in a short range of motion, there's going to be a muscle imbalance between your short and your long range strength. Your long range strength would essentially be your ability to have strength with your knee in full flexion here like this. Feel comfortable and strong and also springy to come out of a position like that. So it's important to incorporate both, but most people don't do any long range type movements, which is why you see injuries happen, athleticism lagging, knee pain, so on and so forth. So now we're doing everything full range of motion. So remember, shift forward, 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 here. And it should feel some tightness in my ankles, my tibias, and it's fine. That's the stress that we want. Squeeze through that to the top. Push through your toes. Make sense? Sure. Okay, let's get it again. Good job, guys. So make your stance somewhat similar to wherever you would feel like you would be able to jump the highest. So if you're too narrow, maybe take it out a little bit. If you're too wide, bring it in. If you're doing a leapfrog, where are my feet planted the second before I leave the ground? Think about that. Make your squat stance as similar to that as possible. Go ahead.
Very good. Very good, guys.
Good. It's okay to feel a stretch in your knee. Heels down, heels down. Force those knees forward. Yep. Especially if you have prior knee issues coming into this, it's not uncommon to say, wake up tomorrow and feel like you're in more pain per se. That's you introducing the new stimulus to your body, so your body then has to adjust and adapt and then get stronger from workout to workout. So don't necessarily run away from things like this. You're gonna understand your specific threshold person to person. But again, the concept of forward knee travel, knees over toes is what we want to start working with, because now basically what we're doing is telling our body like, hey, this is a position that I'm going to be in day after day, rep after rep. So naturally, the human body's going to adjust and get you stronger in that position, and then it equates to the knee health that we're looking for. So this is why we have to introduce and almost attack things like this instead of, in most people's cases, stray away from it. Your typical personal trainer or ill-informed doctor is going to tell you, do not send your knee over your toe. If you think about all the athletes, world-class athletes in all their sports that require knee travel going over their toe, and how well they ended up not only in their athletic career, but thereafter, there's proof to the pudding.